Our story begins with Trunks and Vegeta engaged in combat training, one in his base form and the other as a Super Saiyan. Vegeta smiles as he notices just how much his son has improved since their last sparring match. Vegeta said, his voice is rough. "Not bad, Trunks. That punch almost managed to hurt me a little. You've trained well. I'm impressed." Trunks replies, blushing slightly, "Thanks, Dad, but you haven't seen anything yet. Watch this." In an instant, Trunks rushes forward at incredible speed, charging straight toward his father. However, with only one arm, Vegeta effortlessly blocks every attack before casually knocking him aside. Then, without a moment's hesitation, a single punch to the stomach ends the fight. Trunks is forced back into his base form and groans in pain in front of Vegeta. "Ah, that really hurt, Dad. Mom told you to go easy on me. You've gotten so much stronger since you went to Yard Rat. That's not fair." Vegeta smirks and lets out a laugh. "Sorry, son, but if the gap between us keeps getting bigger, that just means you're not improving fast enough. How can you even call yourself a Saiyan when you've been stuck at Super Saiyan for years? It's honestly pathetic. At your age, Kakarot's eldest son had already reached Super Saiyan 2. You've still got a long way to go, boy." Hearing his father's words, Trunks can't help but feel disappointed in himself.
Well, honestly, I think you're right, Dad, but Mom doesn't let me take part in the big battles anymore. And from what Gohan told me, he was fighting everyone when he was my age, including Frieza and even Cell. The only person I really get to train with is Goten, and he's only a Super Saiyan 2. Oh, that reminds me, I should go see him. See you later, Dad.
Wait! Vegeta is caught off guard and immediately shouts in annoyance. "That's exactly why you're not making any progress, Trunks. Why do you spend so much time with Kakarot's brat anyway? Besides, you've got every toy in the world right here." Trunks thinks for a moment before answering.
Well, he's my best friend after all. We've been together ever since we were kids. I don't think that'll ever change. You know what I mean, right? Actually, Dad, who was your best friend when you were growing up? Was it Goten's father?
For a moment, Vegeta considers Trunks' question and suddenly imagines himself holding Goku's hand as his best friend. The very thought makes his face twist in disgust and immediately shouts, "No, definitely not that clown. We're not even friends now. Just go already. You don't need to know who my best friend was, Trunks." The kid Trunks thinks to himself, "Oh man, I must have hit a nerve there with Dad. I wonder why he can't admit how much he actually cares about Goku." He then chuckles and says aloud, "All right then, Dad, I'll be back by dinner." Trunks takes off into the sky, leaving Vegeta behind. Vegeta watches him disappear, then falls silent. Slowly, his thoughts drift back to the idea of a best friend. His memories begin to surface. He sees flashes from his past. First his father, then Raditz, and finally Nappa. A heavy wave of regrets suddenly washes over him as the memories grow clearer and more intense. He remembers Nappa being there when he was just a child, always following him through his early life, then his youth, until everything ended the day he himself killed the closest companion he ever had. Vegeta immediately places a hand over his face. For the first time, he feels a strange sense of shame. I did it. To my closest friend. He served me all those years without ever questioning me since the day I was born, and yet I discarded him like he meant nothing. I was no better than Frieza. I left him to rot in hell all this time. I need to fix this. I can't let him think I never cared, that I never saw him as a friend. Vegeta quickly puts his armor back on, determined to visit Nappa for the first time in over 20 years. Let's locate Nappa. He must be in hell. Then he suddenly freezes. He realizes he doesn't even know where hell is. Annoyed, he mutters, "Tch, I'm actually going to have to ask that clown for help. Why is he involved in every arc of this story?" We then cut to a scene where Goku is out fishing by himself. He finishes pulling in his catch at the exact moment Vegeta arrives through instant transmission, appearing comically right in front of Goku's enormous fish. Spotting Vegeta, Goku immediately smiles. "Hey, Vegeta, what brings you here? Don't tell me you finally want to do a little training with me." However, Vegeta quickly explains the real reason for his visit and how he needs to go to Hell in order to see Nappa again. At first, Goku looks confused. Nappa? Nappa? Why does that name sound so familiar? Wasn't that the purple guy who stole my body on Namek? Why do you want to see him, Vegeta? Vegeta stares at him in complete disbelief. "No, you moron! That was Captain Ginyu! Nappa was the guy whose back you smashed into the ground when I first came to Earth. How do you confuse a Saiyan with a purple-horned monster?" "Oh, that guy," Goku replies. "Yeah, I don't think he'll be too happy to see me after what I did to him. Oh wait, you killed him too, didn't you?" Vegeta suddenly goes quiet, a slight feeling of guilt crossing his mind.
Goku seems to realize something. Wait, is that why you want to see him? To apologize after more than 20 years? I think you might be a little late for that. By now, Vegeta is barely holding back his irritation at Kakarot's endless questions. "Would you just shut up and take me there, clown?" Without another word, Goku grabs Vegeta's shoulder. "As you wish, Vegeta. Just try not to cry while you're apologizing." The scene then shifts to a strange area of Hell, the section reserved for lower-level villains like Nappa. Eventually, Goku and Vegeta arrive. Vegeta immediately looks around. "So this is Hell? Where the hell are we? I was expecting something a lot worse than this. I don't even see anyone here, you idiot." Growing increasingly annoyed, Vegeta grabs Goku by the front of his shirt and yells, "I asked you to do one thing, one simple thing, and you couldn't even manage that. I knew I should have handled this myself the moment you thought Nappa was Captain Ginyu." Trying to calm him down, Goku raises his hands. "Relax, Vegeta. He has to be around here somewhere. I locked on to his energy signature directly. Why don't we raise our energy and lure him out?" But before he can finish speaking, a massive shadow suddenly spreads across the area, as if something enormous is falling from above. Then, without warning, a gigantic figure crashes down towards them with tremendous force, clearly intending to crush them both. At the last second, Goku and Vegeta leap out of the way. Standing before them is Nappa. One look at his face makes it obvious that he has never forgotten the past. "Ah, Prince Vegeta," Nappa growls. "How thoughtful of you to come visit me after all these years. I never got the chance to thank you for sending me here forever. Allow me to thank you now, and I'll make sure neither of you ever leaves." Without another word, Nappa lunges straight at Vegeta. Yet Vegeta simply sidesteps the attack, as if Nappa were moving in slow motion. Vegeta remains calm, fully understanding that Nappa has every right to be angry. Trying to intervene, he says, "Nappa, listen to me. I have something I need to tell you. Just give me a moment and calm down." But Nappa's anger only grows stronger. "I never need to listen to you again, you bastard. You're not my prince and you're not my king. Whatever bond we had died the moment you did what you did. I won't stop until you've felt the same pain I felt. I'm not the same Saiyan I used to be, and today you're going to learn the power of an elite warrior." Vegeta watches him silently, realizing there is no talking down an angry Saiyan. "All right, Nappa, have it your way. You haven't left me much choice. Just stand there and listen." The moment he finishes speaking, Vegeta's eyes turn green. His black hair flashes gold as he transforms into a Super Saiyan right before Nappa's eyes. Nappa can barely believe what he's seeing. His jaw drops as he stares in shock. "Vegeta! No, that's impossible! Is that the legendary Super Saiyan?" Vegeta answers with calm confidence. "That's right, Nappa.
You can keep attacking me if you want, or you can calm down and hear what I came here to say." Nappa's expression twists between frustration and anger. Of course this had to happen. Why else would you come here so confidently? So the stories were true. You're the Super Saiyan who appears once every 1,000 years, just as King Vegeta predicted. Then, with a reluctant sigh, he admits, "I don't suppose there's much hope in fighting a Super Saiyan. Fine, I'll hear what you have to say." But then, he suddenly catches sight of Goku from the corner of his eye and immediately roars, "Just because I'm listening to him doesn't mean I've forgotten about that low-class Saiyan. I'll repay him for what he did to my back, even if it's the last thing I do." Nappa charges directly at Goku, who simply watches him without concern. Yet, in the very next instant, Nappa comes to a complete stop when Goku casually grabs his arm while standing in his own Super Saiyan form. Nappa's eyes widen. "You're a Super Saiyan too? No, that's impossible. A low-class Saiyan. How can there be two legendary Super Saiyans?" Before anyone can say another word, Vegeta suddenly shouts, "That's enough." Nappa turns to the side and freezes. For the first time since his encounter with Beerus, Vegeta is bowing his head. He is apologizing. "Nappa, I didn't come here to cause you any trouble. I only came because I owe you an explanation. When I was young, I was lost under Frieza's rule. Watching my own father bow before his power twisted my view of everything. I threw away everything that mattered and became obsessed with strength alone. What I also lost sight of was you and everything you did for me while I was growing up. As the years passed, I finally began to understand that. I learned the value of friendship and family again. I built a family of my own, but instead of facing the mistakes of my past, I tried to bury them and pretend they didn't exist. And for that, I was wrong."
Nappa, you were the closest friend I ever had, and I will never forgive myself for sending you here after everything we'd been through together. I'm sorry. The moment those words left Vegeta's mouth, words Nappa had never imagined he would hear from his prince, the giant Saiyan's eyes filled with tears. Suddenly, Nappa shouted, "Vegeta! I've waited my entire life to hear those words. My prince, you were my closest friend too." Without hesitation, he stepped forward and embraced Vegeta before continuing, "I forgive you, but my greatest regret now is that everything happened the way it did. This may be the last time I see you for a long while. I don't expect you'll be visiting me in hell very often, but until we meet again, no matter how long it takes, I'll be waiting." However, Vegeta simply smirked and replied, "Well, maybe there's a way we can undo all of this, Nappa. You remember the Dragon Balls on Earth, don't you?" Nappa's eyes widened in shock. In that instant, he realized that Vegeta had truly decided to bring him back to life.
And that is where today's story comes to an end. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see part 2, and don't forget to subscribe and leave a like if you enjoyed the story and want to support the channel. See you all very soon.